Hi, it is me, Brandon. We are here doing a, what is this? This is a personal tangent, and it's such a personal tangent that I'm actually doing this while going on my afternoon walk because I didn't really want to wait until I got home to talk about this. I have to talk about this now. We're going to start talking about and documenting my mental health because apparently it's everybody's business. So let's make it everybody's business. Let's all talk about my mental health, you guys. As y'all have known, I've been kind of struggling emotionally for the last, 3 years. Let's just say 4 years. But let's be honest, it's really been about 3 years. Since moving to California, I have been struggling. This is a hard place to live. It's not easy to fit in here and live and keep up with the pace. And I moved here under distress. I had a kind of emotional stuff that happened to me and caused me to move here really quickly years ago. And, I don't know if I ever processed that trauma properly. So that's kind of been there. So I've been depressed. I thought I was going to lose my job, right? And we talked about that in my other videos. But that's not the case. But months ago, I was very, very, very highly aware that I was probably going to lose my job. That they were closing this area and I wasn't going to and they weren't going to give me any option to stay with the company. So I was pretty sure that I was going to lose my job. And I had been pretty sure about that for years, for like 2 whole years. And I think that was starting to weigh on me mentally and emotionally, right? Because it's a job, right? It was what I was doing. It's what I do. It's what I've been doing for years. It's how I define myself other than, crystals, cards, and aliens. I have a job and I do this thing. And I wasn't really ready to walk away from it, So when given the opportunity to keep my job, I chose to keep it. And it's actually been improving my mental health. So much so that for the first time ever, I've decided to not only talk about it, which is what we're doing here, but I am going to chronicle this. As today, I had an actual phone call with a doctor, and I am now on an anti-anxiety medicine. And I have taken the anti-anxiety medicine. So I am day 1 on new medication. I already feel the difference, to be honest. So it's making me calmer and not as anxious, which is the whole point. I am riddled with anxiety. I wake up anxious. I go to sleep anxious. I wake up many times in the middle of the night anxious. I have a lot of anxiety over just everything, all the things. I can't even tell you the thing that makes me the most anxious because there isn't one thing. It's layers of things that I'm just constantly filled with anxiety about. So day 1 on new medication, and I actually feel pretty good already. I didn't expect it to have any kind of a positive impact on day 1. I thought I was going to have to take this for quite a while before I'd even notice anything. But no, I am definitely noticing something right away. So that's good. I'm in a better mental place now. Number 1, I'm seeking therapy, and I'm actually got something scheduled later today to have my first. I'm going to try to get myself assessed properly as far as my autism is concerned. I believe that I am autistic, but as an adult who's been hiding my autism for a long time, it's really hard to diagnose it properly because I don't know how much of my activity or my behaviors are autism, how much is just soul related because I am an alien soul and that's fine, and how much is from trauma, from things that happen to me, I don't know. And I want to start finding some of this stuff out. So I've never openly discussed autism. I've brought it up a couple of times on random videos, but I've never openly talked about it. I think we're going to soon. We're going to have more conversations about autism as I dive in and try to understand my own. So that's been my main thing. I am not depressed. Also, just for the record, for anyone who's curious, not suicidal. Yeah. I was in the past. I'm not going to lie. There was times in the past where I had been suicidal, but I'm too egotistical, to be honest, to take out my own life. I see great potential for my future. I do. I still see it. I've got a book that I've got to write that tells my whole life story. I've got music that I've got to create, that I've got pieces of it done, but they're not finished yet, and they're still in my mind. I can't I can't die with unfinished business. I will haunt the hell out of this planet, and I am not doing that, okay? If I die, I will die with as much finished business as I can get done. So just, for the record, anybody watching, anybody who cares, not suicidal. So, maybe don't stress about that. Don't worry about me, honestly. It's not worth, I'm not, there are other people that are in worse mental health than me. I am just on the edge of mental issues. And I will say months ago, I was in a different place. I have come full circle. Just in the last 2 weeks, little by little, I have been seeing things differently, and I have shifted my perception. And I feel better about the direction that things are going, and not for politics in the world. Don't even get me started. That's a whole thing. We're not going to go down that route. But I feel better for myself. I feel like I'm on the right path for my future. I don't know what that path is. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know where it's going to take me, but I love the adventure. I don't like the idea that this isn't going to be my future. I've been here 3 years now. I was starting to get used to it. I was actually starting to get kind of the hang of this whole California life. But if you took out my normal job, I don't think I can, well, honestly, I can't afford to live here. If I lose my normal job, I can't afford to live here. All the side gigs that I could do are not going to make enough money to make me live here. It's so expensive. So I have to keep my normal job. Just have to, I guess. That, and I realized that I define so much of myself by the work that I do. Whether that's healthy or not, that's debatable, right? But I definitely feel that if I took that work out of my life, I'm not 100% sure where my mental and emotional stability would go. So the job, I think, provides me a certain level of stability, that even though I thought I was upset with it or thought it was driving me crazy, I think it was just the uncertainty of thinking I was going to lose it that was actually driving me crazy. It's kind of fun to think about that, sometimes you have to lose something or think you're going to lose something in order to truly appreciate it and understand what it is, and realize that it's something you don't want to lose. So, lessons, right? Yeah. I'm curious how my brain is going to operate under this new medicine, just because if you took a lot of the anxiety out of the equation, I think that I'm going to be more clear-minded about things, and I'll hopefully be able to articulate things in a better way. But we shall see. What better way to find out than to chronicle this, right? So the personal tangents are basically going to be taken over by mental health updates. So there you go. Personal tangent is going to be renamed mental health updates. Actually, we're just going to keep calling them personal tangents so that people don't realize what they are. But those of you who've made it this far into this video, just be aware, anytime you see the word personal tangent, that's code for we're talking mental health. So, I want feedback. I don't get a lot of feedback from people on my videos. And I get it, that's fine. But this case, because we're talking about a topic like mental health and anxiety and autism, I would love feedback of what people have gone through and what people are going through. And, I don't know, honestly, feeling a little bit alone on this journey. So, feedback is great. All right.